Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 16 College Football Playoff. We are back for the quarterfinal game. We're on neutral sites for the Fiesta Bowl as Coastal Carolina will take on the Cinderella number 12 seed Wyoming, the Mountain West champions that shocked USC back on Thursday. They will now take on the generational talent in Coastal Carolina in their first ever appearance here in the college football playoff. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense how Coastal's never been to the big dance. They've had CJ Irons, they had Grant Davis, but it takes Bryce Beers to get him over the hump. So we'll see him in action for the first time here today. An awesome game that we just saw against Oklahoma and Minnesota. Go watch it. The VODs can be available on YouTube later. Highlights will also be out. And the winner of this game will face them in the Rose Bowl on Sunday, which is tomorrow. So, games going really fast. The national championship will be on Thursday at normal time at 4 p.m. my time, so 7 p.m. Eastern. As always, this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can jump in, claim a team, recruit, transfer portal, and lead your way to the top. And remember, guys, if you do end up winning the national championship, you will get a national championship trophy sent to your house, engraved and everything, along with some home field merch from your favorite school. As always, check out our friends over at Home Field Apparel. Code SFA gets you 15% off. Get all of your holiday shopping needs done there for those sports fans. So, as always, let's get into it. We're going to go through each of the rosters in full, and then we'll jump into the game and see who will be taking on Oklahoma in the semifinals of the Rose Bowl. And Wyoming, man, the 5-star in-game recruit, he's a CPU guy, Chris Neal, shockingly went to Wyoming, and now as a redshirt sophomore, is taking the world by storm. He dominated the Mountain West Championship, and now he has dominated USC in the last game. It was pretty much all on him, making some spectacular throws and leading them to victory. And they also got Jamie Brown, a damn good running back as well, along with Jade Derby. Their wide receivers, Ryan McGee, the Yams legend. Chris Fowler's had a spectacular run. Same with Scruggs and Taylor Johnson. Herb Shirk is their tight end. And here's the offensive line, mid to high 70s. Not the best here on the right side, but Jack Johnson on the right tackle. On defense, you got Adrian Waters. You got Joe Hunter and Pud Foxtail, the SFA player in the middle. At linebacker, Matt Tatum has one heck of a game. He's kind of a heat-seeking missile with these big hits. In the middle, Marcus Robinson and the SFA player Clash Sparkman. And on defense, Burdett Jones, SFA player, or not SFA player, but Yams legend, Mike Strong, and Bill Clark. And in the back, you got Bill Green and Jeremy Butler will not play, so it's Fred Bobo. Their kicker is Jason McKnight, the junior. He's 18 of 19 on the year, 73 power, hoping he has a great game today. And who will they face but none other than Coastal Carolina, led by the generational talent Bryce Beers. He missed some time this year with torn biceps, but he is back. Their only game they lost was to UTSA in a watch party setting, but they're fully healthy. He's 95 overall, big-time speed. He is one of the best players the SFA will ever see. And just saying, Flynn Saunders, it took him to like his senior year to get to the CFP. Bryce Beers doing it year one. And their running back, Adam Brown, is back. Tim Rucker is good as well, but they are fully healthy for the first time since the beginning of the year when we watched them in the New Heights Classic taking on Nebraska. At wide receiver, Nick Bishop, Brandon Murray, Mark Davis, and A.J. Ferguson lead the way. Tight end is James White. Offensive line looks like this, a little bit better than Wyoming's. Romelius Thompson is a freshman All-American, and he is a SFA IGR. On the defensive side, you got James Jordan, you got Matt Miller, and in the middle, Ronnie McKenzie, and arguably the best one-star in SFA history, Percy Lockhart. He is back. Damar Moon as well. If their season ends, these guys' careers end as well. Kevin McGuire And out wide, you got Antonio Brown, Thomas Roberson, and Joseph Mason. And in the back, Scott Wade and Kyle Ricks, who won your, I think that's the Thorpe that he won. So very interesting pick for them. So watch out for him. Yeah, it's not the Antonio Brown. Their kicker is Brad Turner. 67 power. He's 11 for 14 on the year. So remember, this is not on the teal turf. This is at neutral sites. So Coach Wind and Coach Trog, if you're here, let me know. Let me know what jerseys you guys want as number 12 taking on number 4. Remember, guys, the rankings are different than the seeding in the CFP, as Coastal Carolina is ranked number 10 in the CFP rankings, and Wyoming is ranked number 24. So we are in the Fiesta here in Arizona. Trogsta wants the black jerseys, okay. So let me get the prediction going here. So who do you guys think wins? We're past BearCave now, no more spreads. Are you going Coastal Carolina? Are you riding the generational talent? Or are you going with the Cinderella story? Wyoming and Coach Wind shocking the world. First time ever the 12 seed beat the 5. Can they now beat the 4? So let me get my thumbnail. As this is the Fiesta Bowl, which actually is going to be a bit more of a bit of a tough trip here for Coastal Carolina, because for Wyoming, they're not traveling as far. They had to travel to SoCal in the first round, and now it's just a 6-hour drive over to Phoenix. So Wyoming might be more well rested here than Coastal Carolina, believe it or not. So they want their all blacks here for Coastal and Bryce Beers. And for Wyoming, they were in their all whites last time. He's out text whatever looks best. I mean, we could go with the all yellows. The all yellow versus all black, but they wore their all whites versus USC. Feels like they should probably wear the whites again. Cryo wants mustard. My God, only 2 people putting money on Coastal? Fuck the mustard. Alright. I almost started the game as a part of the team. Alright, we'll go all whites versus all blacks. Hate that name. What the heck? Alright, here we go. Wyoming and Coastal Carolina. At the beginning of the year, who would have thought Wyoming would be in the quarterfinals of the college football playoff? That is the format, with all of our conference championships making it. The Mountain West champion taking on the Sun Belt champion here tonight. Here we go. Coach Trogsta talking to his generational talent. Bryce Beers, committed to him last year. And then he beat Nebraska in the New Heights Classic. Finally got over the top in the Sun Belt, beating Southern Miss twice. Their only loss being UTSA this year. Wyoming started out 2-4, but they've rattled off an amazing amount of wins to get to this position. So Wyoming, one of the hotter teams still alive, versus Coastal, who's been one of the most consistent teams in the country. So who is going to make their way to the Rose, which is also going to be a nice trip right back to SoCal. Yeah, it's true. Oh, baby. So the Fiesta on one of the worst fields in the country, down in Phoenix. State Farm Field. We always have some pretty good Fiesta Bowl games, so we'll see what happens. And remember, guys, this will be our last game tonight. We'll start it back up tomorrow morning with the Sugar and the Peach, along with the semifinals. So Coastal Carolina will start it out here tonight. They will start it out on offense. So Bryce Beers comes on out. We have not seen him live in a while because he tore his biceps. Last time we saw him was when they lost to UTSA. So the 1st and 10. Beers, he goes down! Sacked immediately. So Wyoming continues the pressure they are able to put on Cookie Fetts. Is that Adrian Waters that gets through? Nice start here for the Cowboys. So 2nd and 17 now for Bryce Beers. They'll run some quick option. Beers, he's going to push, and he goes down again. They lose more yardage. So 3rd and 20 on the opening drive. Not what you want to see. Maybe the lights are a bit too bright here for Bryce. Beers has time over the middle, and it's incomplete. Clash Sparkman with the deflection. So a 3 and out here for Wyoming. They stay hot after their USC beating. So here's the punt. And the return for Wyoming, it's Jay Derby. He wiggles around, breaks a tackle, gets 17. So here comes Chris Neal. He'll start on the plus side of the 50. Arguably the hottest quarterback in the country. Can he lead them to another epic victory? Pistol form for Chris Neal. The handoff to Jamie Brown. He spins forward for 7. Already across the 40. The men to watch on defense. Number 90, Percy Lockhart. The best one-star, arguably in SFA history, is Chris Neal will throw that out of bounds on his first try. A little shaky here on both sides. So 3rd down here for Wyoming. The handoff to Jamie Brown. It'll be a 1st down and more up the gut. Jamie slashes for 12. So inside the 30, Wyoming threatening first. Trips left. Stack in the box is Coastal. Neal has time, yams out to the corner, and it's caught by Sterling Struggs. He gets that back toe in. Working the sideline beautifully, layering the zones there inside the 10. Can Wyoming strike first? Neal, he'll hand it off Jamie Brown. He gets stuck on his lineman. He'll get a yard. Left tackle wouldn't get out of the way. So now at the 8-yard line. 4 wide. Neal, it's quick option, and he can't flip it out. Tackled by DeMar Moon, the veteran SFA linebacker. So a 3rd and goal. Chance to get off the field here for Coastal. What is the call? Neal has time to the boundary. Caught, but out of bounds. Might have had a path to the end zone if he stayed in. So here comes the field goal unit to put points on the board. A 24-yarder. From right hash, it's up, and it's off the post! No good! Oh no, Wyoming! Not like this! He doinked it! So no points yet again. We've seen that all day long across these CFP games. Blunders in the red zone has cost people games. There goes Bryce Beers. He goes up the field. He cuts. He's past the 40. Generational. Past the 41. Bryce Spears floats it, and that's a drop. He's 0 for 2. Second and 10. Handoff here to Adam Brown. He's going to push forward, and he doesn't do anything. So this defense stacking up early on. They're flying around, playing very well across the last couple of games. 3rd and 11 now for Bryce. Drops back, has time, flings it to the boundary. Broken tackle, and Sparkman cleans him up. 4th down. So a 1 for 3 start here for Bryce Spears. They'll have to punt it away, but flipping the field position. Can they pin him deep? This will be caught at the 10 by Derby. He's going to return it to about the 24. So here comes Wyoming. They came up empty on the last drive after a doinkage inside a 30-yarder. They'll come out empty set. Chris Neal, 4-man rush. He has time. And he misses a wide open man. Oh no, not looking good. Looks like the lights might be a little bit too bright for both these group of 5 teams. Remember, this is Wyoming's first ever neutral site CFP game. And for Coastal, this is their first ever CFP game. He flings this to the boundary, and that's overthrown as well. So 3rd and 10. Looks like a slow start for both teams. It'll be a mid-screen now. Ryan McGee, can he get to the first? No, he can't. So it'll be a 3 and out for the Cowboys. Neither quarterback really doing much early. They'll set up for a return now. Caught at 35, return to the 50. Rucker will get him past the midfield marker. So Bryce Spears coming out for his 3rd drive of the night. Two tight ends on the field. The handoff to Brown. He stiffies a man, and he's brought down. Tatum couldn't reel him in. 2nd and 7 now for the Chanticleers. Cross the 50 for the first time. Tight end in motion. Makes a handoff. Play action for Bryce. He has time. He steps up. He yams it deep. Open and tipped away by Strong. Remember, Mike Strong had the interception to start the game against USC. So 3rd and 7. Spears over the middle, and that's caught incomplete. Nick Bishop for 12. Their number 1 target, getting his first catch. Moving the chains. First and 10. Handoff to Brown. He gets some room. He can't wiggle out of it. Safety brings him down. Floating that to the boundary, and it's caught. A.J. Ferguson for 13. Best play of the day through the air. So inside the 20 for the first time today is Coastal. Can we finally see points to the end zone? And it's intercepted They're going the other way. It's Burdett Jones, the Yams legend, picks off Bryce Beers. What a play from the defense. So Wyoming gets the ball right back. Here comes Chris Neal. He throws. That's intercepted. The next play, they're going the other way. This could be 6, and it will. Touchdown, Coastal. It's Jeff Franklin. Chris Neal throws a tutty to the other team. And that is the 4th defensive touchdown we've seen today. We had 3 in the Iowa State game, and now Coastal adds 1. Unbelievable sequence. Bryce Beers throws a pick in the end zone, and then Wyoming throws one on the next play. What a game this has already been in the Fiesta. So the Cinderella has made some mistakes here tonight. Jay Derby, he returns this to 25. So how can Chris Neal start to settle down? This is the most shaky we've seen him. He's missed at least 2 obvious throws. And now threw in a pick 6. 1st and 10 for Neal. He'll throw it again. He's going to yam this one to the boundary, and that's caught by Ryan McGee. Up to the 37, 38. Jamie Brown only has 1 carry tonight. Floats that to the boundary. It's intercepted again! They're going the other way! Oh my goodness! Coastal takes over again. 2 picks in a row. Can Coastal, can they capitalize? Bryce Beers, he takes off. He has room, and he's going to get the first. You cannot win this game if you're Wyoming throwing interceptions. Bryce Beers will kill you. 1st and 10, the handoff. That is going to be Brown up the gut. He gets 9. 2nd and 1. Handoff, it's a counter. Brown stiffies a man, stiffies another, and he'll get 11. They'll hurry it up now inside the 15. They threw a pick down here last time. The handoff to Brown, up the gut. He falls forward for 8. Second and 2, right by the goal line. The handoff, and it's going to be a touchdown for Coastal. They extend the lead to 14. The pick 6 and then the touchdown off the interception. A disastrous last couple of minutes here for the Cowboys. You're questioning Beers, Nathan, but Neal has 2 interceptions. So here comes Chris Neal. Last 2 drives have resulted in 2 picks. Can he settle down as he throws this over the middle, and it's a drop. Oh man, tough stat line to start it. 40%, 40 yards, and 2 interceptions. Hand off to Jamie Brown now. He breaks one. Stiffy's a man, and he gets himself 2 yards. Surprised that that's only his 4th carry. Feel like you see Neil is struggling. You should go more towards the Jamie train. So it's 3rd down now. They'll delay, give it here to Jamie. Can he get the first? He will. Big time run for Jamie Brown. First and 10 for Wyoming. Can they find a way to get back in it? The counter to Jamie. He finds the hole. He spins, and that's going to be 9. So at the end of the first, Coastal leads 14-0. Second and 1 now as we flip the field. They'll hand it off to Jamie Brown. He stiffies a man. There he goes. Big run from Jamie. Can they lean on the running back? Obviously, the way you're beating USC, not going to be the same way you beat Coastal. So they got to adapt, figure out a new game plan of attack. First and 10, Neal now. He floats this, and that'll be out of bounds. Four of 11, brutal start. They're inside the 40. Second and 10. Chris Neal steps up. He has time. He flings it to the boundary, and this is out of bounds again. Third down. So 3rd and 10 here for the Cowboys. It's going to be a screen pass to Jamie. It's caught. Can he make a play? He pushes and loses yards. So will they go for this or will they punt? It is no man's land. And they'll go for it. Offense stays on the field. No man's land. 4th down. Neal, he's going to throw it over the middle. It's caught, but not enough yardage. Coastal takes over. Just no separation for these wide receivers. So here comes Bryce Beers, 2 touchdowns in a row. Can they add more? Man in motion to be quick option. Beers keeps it, and he loses yardage. Five rushes, 22 yards for Beers. The offense hasn't been too good, but they hold a 2-score lead. 2nd and 11. Beers has time, flings it, open man, and Mark Davis gets 6. Yet to see most of these receivers get involved. No A.J. Ferguson yet. Be 3rd down. Chance to get off the field for Wyoming. Beers over the middle. Incredible attempt, but it's incomplete. Burden Jones forces the incompletion. So they'll have to punt it. So here comes Wyoming. Jay Derby on the return. And he doesn't get much. So Coastal's defense is playing incredibly well so far. See if they can continue to put Chris Neal in a wheelbarrow. 4 wide. Wyoming just trying to chip away here as they'll dump that off to Jamie. He brings it in for 4. Second and 6 now here for the Cowboys. Chris Neal, he has time. He yams it deep. Double coverage tipped away by Antonio Brown. Be 3rd and 6. Trips left for the Cowboys. Neal dumps it short, and Taylor Johnson can't get there. So decision time, and they will punt it. Not going to go for it again. And no fake, so they'll trust their defense here. Is Coastal, it's Tim Rucker. Brings it back for 9. Four wide, 1st and 10. Bryce Beers, can they put together some more positive plays on offense? He'll keep it, breaks a tackle, and he gets himself 7. Nathan already calling for Chris Neal to be benched. My God, no faith. 2nd and 3, Bryce Beers. The handoff to Brown, and he goes backwards. All right, defense starting to wake up. Third and 6, chance to force another punt. Beers changes the play. Plenty of time for Bryce. And oh, that was a gimme! That could have been a pick. Don't look now, but I mean, Bryce Beers is also only 40%. Neither offense clicking at all. This one will go out of bounds at the 20. So almost no defense, or no offense really being played tonight. We had a pick 6 and 1 offensive touchdown. Chris Neal, he has plenty of time, only a 3-man rush. And he's hit as he throws. Could have been picked. 8 for 18. This is the guy who went 24 or 25 in the Mountain West Championship. 2nd and 10 now. Jamie Brown, he'll keep running it. Hard fought 3 yards, but it'll be another 3rd. Just trading 3 and outs at this point. Chris Neal now hits Jamie, and that will be 4th down. My goodness. Neither team able to move the ball at all here in the 2nd quarter. Just trading 3 and outs. That's 4 straight 3 and outs, by the way. First downs are hard, I know. So 4 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter. Split backs here for Bryce Beers. They'll flip. Rucker and Brown. Bryce dumps this off, and maybe 2 yards for Brown. Bryce Beers not having the best day. He's 5 for 11. Maybe it's because of all that glare on his visor. 2nd and 8. They'll hand it off to Brown here on the power, and he gets 5. It'll be 3rd and 3. Another chance to force a 3 and out. Would be the 5th straight. Beers Has time. He's going to be sacked. The second of the game, Joe Hunter this time. Just nobody open. So the 5th straight 3 and out. The punter's getting a lot of action here tonight, as this one will go out the back of the end zone. So 1st and 10 now for Wyoming. Can they figure out something for this offense? You got 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Neal over the middle. It will be a catch. Herb Shirk gets 8. The freshman SFA player. Second and 2 now. They'll keep it here for Chris Neal, and we get a first down. Woo! Let's go! The first down in 5 drives. Come on. Let's lock in. Hand off to Jamie Brown. He pushes. That will be a 1st and more. Lock in, Wyoming. See if they can make a comeback here. Neal dumps that, and that's going to be a catch. Their best drive was their first one, where they missed the field goal. Since then, they've just struggled mightily. 2nd and 3 across the 50. Neal drops back, 3-man rush over the middle. That's a catch, and a first down for Chris Fowler. So 1st and 10, Neal has a man, and they'll say he's in bounds, caught by Struggs. Thought that might have been illegal touching, but they'll call it a first. Here comes Wyoming back near the red zone. Chris Neal flings it to the boundary, 50-50 ball, incomplete. Antonio Brown almost picked that off. Second and 10 now. A quick bubble and broken tackle goes nowhere for Taylor Johnson. So it'll be 3rd and 9 now for Wyoming. Can they keep the drive moving? Neal dumps it off, and that'll be 4th down. Neal is a redshirt sophomore. So the field goal unit comes on out. They missed the last one. This one will be a 35-yarder. The kick gets up, and it's good! We have points. Right down the middle. So that missed field goal proven to be big. It could have been a 1-possession game at this point. So Coastal will maintain the 2-score lead, which feels massive at this stage, with both offenses struggling mightily. So Bryce Beers trots on out. They haven't done much here in their last handful of drives. Beers, he'll fling that backside, and that's a first for Rucker. First down up at the 40. Bryce Beers only 50%. Beers will drop back again. Fling it back to the running back. He makes a move, and that's another first. Had the linebacker in a spin cycle. We got a minute left. Cross the 50. Beers now. He'll take off, and he stumbles, and they'll call it a sack. So everybody has to scramble back. 40 seconds left. Beers takes off again. He's sacked again. So 30 seconds now. It's 3rd and 17. Beers has time. Flings it. It's intercepted. Wyoming takes over. It's Burden Jones, number 2. The Yams legend is feasting. So 24 seconds now. Can Wyoming add points? Chris Neal yams it deep, and it's intercepted once again. The second time Neal has thrown a pick on the first play after a turnover. The 5th turnover of this first half. Going blow for blow. We thought we'd see good quarterback play. Appears not. The battle of average quarterbacks here tonight. So Cole still has 15 seconds. We'll see if they do anything with it. Bryce Beers. He's sacked again. It's like 5 sacks in this half alone. So Wyoming's pass rush doing its job, beating the freshman All-American Romelius Thompson. And there you have it. After the end of the first half, it's 14-3. Bryce Beers has the lead. So not a half I expected from either side. Rough quarterback play from both quarterbacks in a game that has perhaps 2 of the best in the nation right now. All right, so we got another raffle ticket on the line. There's been only one 7-footer in SFA history, or maybe there's been multiple. But who was the first? I need their name and their position. Who's the first 7-footer in SFA history? There you go. Cryo gets it. Perry Sly was not first. He might have been a 7-footer, but Alton Jackson was the first one. So Cryo gets it. So as you look at the first half stats, almost no offense happening, but look at that turnover line. 5 total turnovers. Andre Jackson. All right, Jay Derby will start this one up at the 31. So Wyoming gets the ball. We'll see if Coach Wynn was able to settle down Chris Neal, because that stat line is pretty cheeks. 3 picks. He's trotting on out there. We'll see what he can do. Hand off to Jamie Brown. He stiffies one, and he goes down. Percy Lockhart on tackle. He hasn't done much today. Second and 11 now. Chris Neal will pass it first time in this half, and it'll get close to a first, but it'll be 3rd down. Taylor Johnson, his 4th catch of the day. So 3rd down here for the Cowboys. Can they keep this drive moving? They'll audible. They'll hand it off to Jamie. He goes nowhere. Back him up. James Jordan makes the play. Beef might, no, I think Beef is 6'10". I think there's multiple 7-footers, but Alton Jackson was the first. So Tim Rucker gets 7. All right, Bryce Beers, his first drive of this half. And I guess Adam Brown gets 6 there. Like I said, neither offense has done much here tonight. We had 1 defensive score. So offenses have produced 10 points. Quick option for Beers. He goes nowhere. Be a 3rd and 6 now. These edge rushers are killing it tonight for Wyoming. So 3rd and 6, chance for Wyoming to get off the field. Beers to the boundary, and that's out of bounds. Pitiful. The way both these offenses are playing, this doesn't even matter. Ferguson looks like he did have the foot in, the back foot at least.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
And they'll reverse it. But the way both these teams are playing, Oklahoma is sitting pretty in the Rose Bowl, looking like they're going to go back to the national championship. Because that team scores points no matter what. Like a bad day like today, they scored 37. So whoever wins this game's got to be ready. Chris Neal. And that's a nice catch. That'll be a first down for Taylor Johnson. And you can see very tight windows. There's nowhere to throw the ball there. He fits it in. It's a quick option, and he goes down. Kyle Ricks, the Thorpe winner, getting a TFL there. Coastal Carolina playing lights out here on defense. 3 wide. Press in. Neal, 2nd and 12. He has some time. He's hit as he throws. Intercepted! It's DeMar Moon, the 4th pick of the day. The senior linebacker and SFA player picks him off. An absolute duck. So here comes Coastal now. 14-3, Bryce Beers, he'll hand it off. Brown gets 3 yards. Second and 7 now across the 40. Can they capitalize on this free opportunity? Brown to the outside, and he will will actually lose yardage, so it'll be 3rd down. So unable to capitalize really on this pick. It's 3rd and long now. They're 1 for 7 on 3rd down today at the 40. Beers in shotgun. Has time, floats it to the boundary, but it's short. So they're going to go for it now, no man's land. Chance for Wyoming now. Pistol. Beers hits a screen, and he's hit! Turnover on downs. So Coastal now off 4 picks has only 14 points to show for it. So Wyoming takes back over. The defensive line is absolutely feasting. They have like 6 sacks on the day. Neal yams it deep, hits them down the seam. There they go. Wyoming inside the 5. It just took 4 picks for Chris Neal to wake up. First and goal, a chance to pull within 4. It's Jamie Brown, and he is short. Second and goal. Neal. Pressure. And he escapes, he throws, it's caught and incomplete. Risky business. Third and goal. The snap, it's Neal. Neal has time to the end zone, tipped away. What a play by Antonio Brown. And they're going for it. Not bringing out the field goal team. They want it right here. The snap. Neal to the end zone. Caught! Taylor Johnson. We've got a ball game. Will they go for 2? No, they won't. They'll play the long game. $14-10, and look at these last drives. Nasty here for Coastal, and before this was 2 additional 3-and-outs. They've not done anything since they scored their touchdown last in the beginning of the second quarter. Beers over the middle, and it's incomplete! And look at that stat line, 10 of 18. Bryce Beers folding in the biggest moment as Adam Brown can't do anything. It'll be a 3rd and 10. Third and 10 now. Bryce over the middle, hits his man. First down, Nick Bishop. First down for Bryce Beers. Man in motion. Quick option. And ball's on the ground. It's a turnover. Wyoming has it. What a change of events for the Cowboys. We've seen a lost fumble in every single game today. So here comes Wyoming. Neal will throw it to the boundary. It's intercepted again! There's no way! There's no way! It's going to be another pick 6 on your dome, Wyoming! Touchdown, Coastal Carolina! It's Kevin McGuire. The 5th pick of the night for Chris Neal. And there's been 3 turnovers for Coastal. And I kid you not, the very next play, every single time, has been a pick by Chris Neal. Oh no! I can't even hold it in. That is the 5th defensive touchdown we've seen today. We've seen every single game has had a lost fumble. We had 3 defensive touchdowns from Iowa State. And now we have 2 from Coastal. Generational day for the defenses. And it's not even Percy Lockhart making these plays. It's random players. Kevin McGuire? Who's that? So the handoff now to Jamie Brown. He runs over 1. But man, how do you come back from a 5th pick? Chris Neal just tanking his draft stock here today. 2nd and 9. As he'll fling this one to the boundary. That's caught! Chris Fowler. And they will go to review. Boo, he caught that. Yeah, baby, that's good. Come on, let's move along here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Thank you, bonehead refs. Trogsta looks out to me. So 1st and 10 for Wyoming. Down 11. Been a very eventful 3rd quarter. After a bit of a snoozer in the 2nd, Jamie Brown gets himself 9. Threatening the 50 here. Wyoming just got to stop turning it over. We have 8 total turnovers in this game. The handoff to Jamie, he has some room, and he will be pushed out at the 45. 80 yards today for Jamie. Yui, this has been one heck of a game. 1st and 10 for Wyoming. The handoff to Jamie, and he gets hit. James Jordan again making a play. Second and 10 now. Chris Neal will throw it. They bring a blitz. He's going to try to escape. Wait, he faked him out, and then he's sacked. Chris Neal turning from a generational player to a meme in the blink of an eye. Look at this fake. Whoop! Nathan, it's time to show Neal the bench. 2 of 10 on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 13. Chris Neal makes an adjustment. Yams it. Hits him! Oh, baby! Down the sideline. Touchdown, Wyoming! It's Scruggs again, right to your dome. And it's not over, folks. Chris Neal breaks Josh Walwork's record for passing yards in a season. This has been a ridiculous game. How do you put the guy who has 5 interceptions on your shoulders? We've got a literal generational talent in maybe the most sickos game I've ever seen. All right, so here's the return. We haven't seen Coastal on the field in a bit since Bryce Beers put the ball on the turf. That was like 5 minutes ago. Bryce Beers has just been getting assaulted today. 6 or 7 sacks for the defense tonight. Adrian Waters himself has 3. Can they get a stop? They're down 4. Plenty of time. Still have a full quarter. And off here. That goes nowhere. Second and 4. Coastal really has not done anything on offense. 7 offensive points tonight. And remember, folks, the winner has to face Oklahoma in the Rose. That might be a slaughter based on this game. So that will end the third quarter. We got one more left of this ridiculous game. What in the world is going to happen next? Your guess is good as mine. Bryce Beers, Chris Neal, 8 combined turnovers. We'll see what happens. Third down for Coastal. This is massive. Goal line set. The fullback dive is not going to get it. They're going to have to punt, and Bryce Beers is upset. You can see him punching there. 129 total yards for Coastal tonight with the generational talent. They're only ahead because of 2 defensive touchdowns. Chris Neal is the best scorer tonight for Coastal. We've only had 5 touchdowns, and Chris Neal's responsible for all of them. First and 10 for Wyoming. They still somehow have a chance in this game. Jamie gets 3. This has been ridiculous. 2nd and 7 now. 4 wide. Pistol. Neal's going to throw it. Over the middle. Hits his man. It's a first. Chris Fowler starting to wake up. His 4th catch. This will be at Chris Neal's 40th pass. Or they delay draw to Jamie, and he'll get 2. 8 minutes left. Plenty of time to run your offense. Full timeouts for both teams. Trips left. Who's going to make the play? Neal will throw it. 3-man rush. Steps up. He's going to escape. He does. And he's going to get the first down. My goodness, what a play. He is still fighting. Some people give up after maybe the 3rd turnover. He's at 5 and still playing. Neal over the middle, and it's a drop! Hit him right in the wickets. Second and 10, you gotta help a brother out. Neal over the middle, and it's caught by Jamie. 3rd down. Three for 11 on 3rd down here tonight. Kyle Ricks coming down to the box. It's quick option, and it goes nowhere. Maybe the worst play call of all time. Fourth and 6. Offense on the field. Too far for a field goal. Here we go. Trips right. Neal, it's a screen. Jamie Brown catches it. He turns upfield. Jamie, he can't get there. What a play from the defender. Turnover on downs. Here comes Bryce Beers. They can start running clock. Beers will keep it. He has some room. He cuts upfield. Stiffies a man and gets 9. 14 rushes for 1 yard. Elite night here from Bryce Beers. 2nd and 1 now. Man in motion is play action over the middle, and it's caught! James White, the tight end, makes the play. It's a bit of a duck at the knees, but it may have saved the hospital ball. Inside 6 minutes. Wyoming's got to get a stop. Hand off to Brown. He finds some room, and he gets himself 7.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3. This offense has been abysmal, but can they run clock? 5.5 minutes. They're going to audible now. Beers. He tries to escape. He does. And Tatum tracks him down from behind. 3rd down.
That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
3rd down for Coastal. To keep the drive moving. The handoff. And he goes nowhere. Clash Sparkman. So will they go for it on 4th down? You are in no man's land. They will punt. They give the ball back to Wyoming. Wyoming will just not go away. They'll be able to bring this down, though, to about the 4-minute and 18-second mark. Here's the punt. They angle this to the sideline, and oh, baby, he get him? I think that went in the end zone. It did. So 4 minutes, 15 seconds, nothing before this matters. Down 4, Chris Neal. Can he lead the way? Jamie Brown up the gut. He's going to get him a couple. We've seen quite a few come back from behind victories already in this CFP. Second and 6. Neal to the boundary. Oh, that's always risky, but this time it's a 1st down and more. First down, Wyoming. An elite stat line here tonight from Chris Neal. Pistol. Neal. 4-man rush. That'll be 4 for Scruggs. And Scruggs is killing it. He has 140 yards. The 41 now here for Wyoming. 3 minutes and change. Neal. He has to take off. He's sacked! He couldn't quite get out of there. So 3rd and 9, only 25% tonight. Rick's down. Neal has time. He runs out. He's sacked. Down he goes. Now, do you punt or do you roll the dice? They gotta punt and play the long game. Their defense has been superb. Can they get one more stop? Coastal will have the chance to run the clock out. They'll be able to return this one up to about the 45, and they do. So 2 minutes, 19 seconds left. It's up to the defense. Or can the generational talent Bryce Beers get 1 first down to end it? They'll hand it off to Brown. He goes up the gut and gets 3. First timeout. Second and 7, split backs. They'll hand it off again. This time it's Rucker, and he'll get the first. Now we're never here for wind. The handoff to Brown to the outside. He has some room, and Clash Sparkman saves the game. 2nd and 1. A first down ends it. The handoff. The first. There it is. And Wyoming is just not going to be able to come or to overcome 5 picks and 2 pick sixes. Victory formation. We'll see if they run one more real play on 3rd down. That's the last chance. The last hope is that they run a real play on 3rd down. We've seen it before. Will we see it again? They have to snap it. And they will not run a real play. And as we hit 000s here in the Fiesta Bowl, Coastal Carolina, all you can say is they survived. 7 offensive points was good enough as the generational talent Bryce Beers and company will head on over to Pasadena to take on Jay Jettas in Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl tomorrow afternoon. Wyoming, they played one hell of a game. The Cinderella story has been awesome. But the 5 turnovers and 2 pick sixes was enough to put them in a coffin. What a year it was for the Mountain West and Coach Wind. But the road ends here for Chris Neal. What a game. What a day of games. And we'll be back tomorrow morning for the rest of the quarterfinals and the semifinals. My God, what a game. Yeah, we'll see if Coastal plays some offense tomorrow. They chose not to in this game to keep it close, to raise viewership. But Bryce Beers, man, not looking good right now. I mean, it was a team win for sure. He didn't do much. What a day of games. I think game of the day is probably the UNC Iowa State game, but this game was a lot of fun as well. Oh yeah, Chris Neal was elite, man. He accounted for 4 of the 5 touchdowns. This is the first time that the 1 seed has made it out of the quarterfinals in the 12-team era. Yes, they haven't done it since Tennessee did it. So as you look here at the scoring summary, I mean, that's it. Not much action here. No 4th quarter points. Let me get my scoring summary. We'll check the stats. So for Wyoming, Chris Neal, the end of his sophomore year ends in disaster. 280, 2 touchdowns, 5 picks. And he ran the ball 8 times for no yards. Jamie Brown, we'll see if he returns to Wyoming next year, if he declares. Scruggs had one heck of a day. He should be back. This team gets better next year. Clash Sparkman is only a sophomore. Tons of TFLs today. I mean, look at this. 6 total sacks and 2 interceptions from the Yams legend Burdett Jones. 3 deflections. No fumbles. And for Bryce Spears, he'll play another game, but this was not very good. 12 for 20, 85 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Running the ball, Adam Brown goes 20 for 92 and a touchdown, and negative yardage for Beers, and like nothing through the air. On defense, Kevin McGuire had 8 tackles, 4 TFLs for James Jordan, 3 sacks, and 5 interceptions, all different people. 4 total deflections. And the defensive touchdowns go to Franklin and Kevin McGuire. So, what a day of games. We'll check out who the players of the games are. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow morning bright and early for the rest of the quarterfinals and the semifinals. And then the national championship will be on Thursday at normal time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So, Adam Brown gets player of the game. They give it to Sterling Scruggs, Kevin McGuire, and Burdett Jones. What a day of games. And thank you guys for watching. VODs and highlights will be available sometime tonight. Peace.